Hello and welcome. This is Papercrafting Playdate. My name is Robin Armbrecht of Really Robin Stamps. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is May 21st, 2021, and today is Friday, so happy Friday. I have a fun fold that we're going to make today, and even though this pattern has been around for a while, I feel like I haven't made one in a really long time. So it feels brand new to me, and I can't wait to show you what I have. So I have a lot of things to show you, so put your feet up if you can, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get busy. Okay. All right, so let's fix this camera, make sure it's accurate, and then let me find you on Facebook. There we go. Perfect. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining me. Wonderful. I'm excited too. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay, there you are. Wonderful. So like I said, I have a fun fold to show you today, and it's been around for a while, but I feel like for me, I have not made one of these cards for a long time. And I'll tell you what, this whole week, I feel like all I've been doing is making cards because there's so much new stuff to play with the new catalog. So I got a little overwhelmed. So you know, I tell you this because I want you to get out your stuff and play with it. And when you do get overwhelmed because of either how much stuff you have or what's new to play with, just kind of narrow it down and pick one stamp set to play with, and try that and see if that will you know, kind of get you going and get the ball rolling. All right, so this is called a crisscross card. And let me just show you the base of it so you know what I mean. So this is kind of where we're headed here. This is the crisscross, and it makes a pocket. All right, so let me show you how this is going to go together. I'm going to show you two different ways. One to make the card with cardstock, and then one is how to create the card with designer series paper. So we're going to start with the cardstock version first because it's just fairly simple. And I had to bring in this new bundle that I just got. I think I got it last Friday. So I've been super excited to play with it, and I just kind of dusted it off a little bit. I haven't even gotten really into it, so we're gonna just play with it a little bit today. All right, so here's what you do. These are the supplies that you need to make this card. You need one full sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You need a piece of designer series paper that coordinates on both sides, that will kind of go together. Those patterns will match, and that measures 4 by 5 1/4. So the size that would fit on front of a card, basically, a little bit smaller, like this. That's what I meant. A little size that will fit, leaving a margin on the front of a card is what I was trying to say. And then you need a piece of, another piece of cardstock. I'm going to use basic white. This is for the insert for the pocket card, and this measures 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. All right, so we're going to start with our big piece of 8.5 by 11, and we're going to cut it exactly in half, measuring at 4 1/4. So that's going to give us two pieces exactly the same. And I'm not done with that yet. Then what you're going to do is you're going to score each of those at 5 1/2. That's going to be the fold. Hello, Cindy. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining me. Cindy, you made it live today. I was wondering, it's so nice and toasty warm outside. I was wondering if people were going to be kind of busy right now. All right, so all I'm doing is folding on the score line like that. All right, so now what you do, basically, if this helps you kind of conceptualize the diagonals that we're going to do. We want to turn this piece into a house. So we're going to cut like this, okay? So you can measure it, not measure it. You can use a ruler to draw these lines, and you're just going to go from one edge corner by the score line to the opposite corner. And then you would do the same thing over here. Now, once you've made a couple of these, you'll remember how to do this. But for me, it's really easy for me to have this kind of house looking diagram. That helps a lot. Then when you put them together, you can actually cut them at the same time. You want to either fold them in like this or like that, okay, instead of stacking them. And the reason you want to do that is because see how the lines will match up? Either way you do that, those lines will be the same. And then you can just cut them once. You can layer them together on your paper cutter and cut them at the same time. So what you want to do is line up your pencil mark with the place where the blade goes, which is this dark line right here. And you have to just keep adjusting each corner until you get both corners right there into the groove where that blade is going to go. Now, if you have a brand new blade that's fairly new, you can start from this corner and go all the way. If you have a blade that's maybe a little bit older, you're going to want to start in the middle and go in each direction. Because sometimes an older blade will kind of start to push, and it'll kind of interrupt that corner. It'll kind of crumple it up. All right, so that's one way. So now these you don't need for this card, so you can just put those aside. So now you've got your little house, right? Okay, it's just kind of a visual. All right, so now this is how the card goes together. So these are going to layer on top of each other and get attached. And then this forms the crisscross, all right? So before we glue it together, let's go ahead and cut this piece, and we're going to cut a diagonal just exactly the same way. We're going to line up opposite corners. Hello, Carol from Connecticut. I think that's going to be your nickname, Carol from Connecticut. That sounds has a nice little rhythm to it. All right, so now you've got these. And so we're going to attach those to our little crisscross patterns. And because we cut these down, this piece is 4 and 5 1/4, you're actually going to see a nice little border around, around this. And that's kind of what we want. So we're going to do that. So we're going to do one of each side of the patterned paper. And I'm just going to center that. And then on this one, we're going to get that beautiful gingham. Like that. All right, so now we can put our panels together. So we just need to put adhesive on one, and then we're going to lay the other one on top. I really like using the multi-purpose glue for this because you can wiggle it around and make sure it gets straight and exactly where you want it to be. Even after you kind of fold it up, to kind of make sure you can push it together and make sure those edges are exactly even. All right, so there's the back. So now comes the really hard decision. You have to decide, do you want the gingham to be out front, or do you want the flowers to be out front? This is a tough decision, but it's Friday, so this is kind of the decision, you know, that I like to make on Fridays, is which side of the paper I'd like showing. So I'm gonna do it this way. So again, with the multi-purpose glue, versus using tape for this, which you could totally use double-sided tape or tear tape, but the multi-purpose glue gives you a tiny little margin, so you can have like full access to that pocket. So that's another reason for using the multi-purpose glue. So now I'm going to make sure my edges are straight down there and press that corner in, and then we'll lay that one on top like that. And there is our pocket. Isn't that fun? I love that. Okay. Now, so this is the piece that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And you can see how it's just kind of like a little postcard that's going to sit inside there. And this card is the exact same size as a normal card that you would fold with a half sheet of cardstock. So it'll fit in an envelope, you know, no problems, right? All right, so let's work on decorating our pocket card, and that's where I'm going to bring in this bundle here. So let me just show you the catalog really quickly because this is pretty amazing. I don't know if you've noticed it or not. So here is the Art in Bloom stamp set, which can be bundled with the Bloom dies, and the Bloom dies are bundled with this folder. So that doesn't happen very often, that you get dies that come with a folder. And you see the word hybrid here. This is page 116, by the way. It's hybrid because one of the dies fits inside the folder, and you end up cutting and embossing at the same time. It's pretty darn cool. So I'm going to tell you that I've never done anything like this before. It's pretty cool, and I've just practiced it just yesterday. So let's see if I can do it again while you guys are all watching. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so I'm going to take I'll just take this one. And I'm going to bring in the colors that are in this designer series paper. Miss Lynn, thank you so much. I keep walking by my little basket of stuff I have downstairs from the open house, and I have one of your little freebies that you earned a couple months ago, your blending brush. I had that sitting down there. We have to meet up, don't we? So let me bring in these stamps. Okay, so I'm going to use Memento Black to start us off. And I'm going to stamp these flowers. Where's my mat here? Since this is a photopolymer stamp set, I'm going to use this little foam mat here to help. Let me make sure I do this right. Okay, I think they go this way. All right, so I'm going to stamp them like this. So the flowers all come together because they get cut out together, but they make individual flowers once you cut them out. So that's pretty cool. All right, so then this stamp set, let me show you the inside here. I have so much to show you. I'm all over the map here. I'm so sorry. So this stamp set has 15 pieces in it. So you get these solid images here, and then you get these greetings and these line art images over here. So these could be used by themselves, but they're kind of a watercolor look, and they can also fill in the flowers. So that's what I'm going to do, is fill in the flowers. And I'm going to use these colors here. So I've got Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia and Calypso Coral. So let's do that one first. There's nothing like a brand new stamp set that is just so much fun. And then we'll do Calypso Coral. All right, so there are those flowers. Now, let's see, I'm just gonna move those out of the way because I think I need them one more time. Now we're gonna cut it out so I can show you how this embossing folder works. So on the side with the logo is where there's kind of a resting place for these dies. So once you kind of set them in there, you can feel them that they're kind of, they don't click in, but they kind of stay in there kind of nicely. And so what you can do is kind of line up your images this way, what you've stamped, so you can see pretty well through the folder. And then you can close the folder. So what this is going to do is not only emboss these flowers and make them raised up beautifully, but it's going to cut them out at the same time. That's hence the name hybrid. So for this one, even though it doesn't say 3D folder on it, we're going to treat it like a 3D folder because it is extra thick. So for that, you just need plate 1 and plate 4. Okay, for the big reveal here. So now we've got our die and we've got the flowers. And then we've got this little background piece as well. Look at the detail on this. This is just on white. It's so beautiful. Aren't those cool? They really, you can see how much they're dimensionalized. Is that a word? How much dimension they have? Okay, so let me just show you this because you can use this embossing folder. Did my homework. You can use it by itself and it makes a beautiful background. You of course can cut out flowers and then use this as a template. There's a great sample in the catalog where they've just used this and then they stamped the flowers. Let's see, that would go this way. They stamped the flowers, you know, kind of plain. I don't know how did I do this? Anyway, they stamped the flowers and the images come and show through that way. But here's all the other pieces that come in the stamp set. You also get, or in the dies, you get 2 of these like greeting dies, and this one looks like a little ticket. I think that's so cute. You get pairs of leaves, so you can cut out double leaves of these that are stamped, and then also ones that are just not images, but they're just the dies. There's little flowers. There's a little background flower, and then there's these great little borders that just look like little watercolor marks, and then you've got 4 greetings. So there's a lot that comes in this little bundle. All right, let's keep putting our card together. So we're going to put a couple of these on the front of the card, and then we're going to decorate our insert. Now, so I told you that the insert postcard measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, but I also discovered that our pre-made note cards and envelopes that are 5 by 7, they are perfect for fitting into these little pockets. So I'm going to take one of the note cards and we'll create a little card to go in our pocket. So there is my card. So it's a little bit smaller than the postcard, so it fits really nicely in there. So let's bring back our colors and let's use these border stamps. So I want to I put them both on this block at the same time. We'll see if I can do this, but I'm going to ink one in coral, and then I'm going to flip it around and do the dots in lilac. And then we'll start stamping that just right across the top of this. Oh, that's cute. These colors are so pretty today. And then we'll do that. All right, let's put our purple one on the inside card, and I'm just going to pop that up with a dimensional. Hello, Margie, how are you? You're not late. You're not late at all. All right, so there's our inside card. And now we'll attach these to the outside. I'm going to wrap some ribbon around. So if you want to wrap ribbon, it's about 16, 17 inches, depending on how big you want your little knot or your bow to be. So I'm going to put the embellishment on the outside, kind of where these two diagonals cross together. I think that's a good focal point place. So kind of somewhere over here, but it really doesn't matter. You can put it wherever you want. And again, I'm going to just pop them up. And arrange them around our cute little knot. Like, got to take the backing off for it to stick. There we go. All right, so that is a crisscross card made with cardstock. Fun, right? So here is another one. This one is made with crumb cake, and then I took some of the in colors from last year designer series paper, and I just cut a little piece 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I used both sides. And then here is the postcard. And so for this postcard, I thought, well, what a better opportunity, now we're making these little cards, is to pull in the dies that create the borders. So this is a new die set called Basic Borders. It has 6 different borders. So I made them all, I cut them all so that we could see. And what I didn't realize at first glance is that 5 of them have it's like double-sided. So you not only get this stitched line here, but you get a dotted line on the other side. So you can use them together. You can use them, the sides separately. So one, let me show you what I mean. One die, let's pick this one here. So this one, when you cut across a piece of cardstock, you're gonna get one side that is stitched and the other side that looks like pierced, little pierced dots. So it gives you a lot of options, and this is great for putting any kind of border in the middle of your card or on the edge of your card. Very fun. So I kind of decided to add these into what we were doing on that one. Okay, so that's how you make the basic version with cardstock of a crisscross card. So let me put this stuff away, and now I'm going to show you how to make it. Oops, I forgot to do this step. Hold on. I wanted to put some words on here. So I was going to put this little dear friend and put it in between those 2 little borders. There we go. Now we kind of pulled that black up a little bit too. So we've got there. Perfect. Okay. So using designer series paper is really fun because you've got 2 sides that will come together when you put your card. So you guys go sit over there. So I'm going to bring back in this beautiful designer series paper. I think I used it last week. In fact, I know I used it last week. We learned the blended alcohol technique. So we learned how to create this technique on vellum. And so I'll show you. Here is all of the pieces that come in this package of designer series paper called Expressions in Ink. So beautiful. So one side is all foiled and has this beautiful alcohol ink kind of design on it. And then the other side is not foiled, but has similar patterns and splatters on it. It's just beautiful. So I picked this one because I loved how the sides coordinated together. So now we're going to make one of these crisscross cards with designer series paper. All right, so here's here's the difference, and it's not much. You could go ahead and cut 4 1/4 inch pieces, so it would be the exact same size as one made with cardstock. However, I really don't like to cut weird measurements on my 12 by 12 paper. I like to make the most of my paper, so I really like to cut like in 4-inch strips, if that's what I'm doing, because then there's a whole 4-inch strip left. So you need two pieces, just like you do for the cardstock version. And you're going to have to trim off 1 inch of these because this is 12 inches instead of 11, and we still want our card size to be the same. We want it to be 4 inches by 11 inches. So these are just going to be extra. And then we're still going to score these in half at 5 1/2. So making this design with designer series paper is really fun, of course, because it's double-sided. So let's fold these so you can kind of see how you want to put it together, because there's choices again. Thankfully, they're Friday choices, so we can handle it, right? Okay, so let's just pretend we don't have our diagonals cut yet, but do we want the inside to be like that? Kind of be like that, or do we want the flowers? I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and cut these and we'll think about it. So you're going to do the same thing. I'm not going to use a pencil mark this time because I kind of showed you how to do that. So basically you still want to think about the house. All right, so remember, you're going to cut like that. So you either need to put them together like this or like this. All right, so that they're opposite. And then you cut diagonally from the score line to the opposite corner. All right, so we're gonna save those because we get a bonus card now. Now that we've got leftover triangles, we get a bonus card. All right, so here is, so we got that. That's so pretty. And we've got that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's really hard. Let's go ahead and let's do it this way because I did it the other way. All right. Oh, Lisa said flowers. Great. Lisa, I'm with you. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to attach this to the other one. So I'm not going to put glue over here. I'm just going to put glue on this side and on the bottom. And I'm just going to keep it close to the edge. Since this is going to fold, it doesn't need to stick on that side, and that'll give us the maximum space inside the pocket. So I'm going to lay those together and just make sure. There we go. All right, and then again, the glue just goes on the bottom here. Like that. And then we'll make sure those edges meet and fold those over. All right, so there is our pocket. How cute is that? All right, now here is a postcard piece, and this one I used one of those stitch dies just so you could see. So this is the rounded one. See how cute that is in the pocket? But I discovered something else so exciting. All right, so we've got this new bundle called Color and Contour. I'm not even using this stamp set, but this is a new bundle, and this die set with these scallops are amazing. So I cut them all out just so you could see them in different colors. Every single one has a little bit different feature to it. So this is an open scallop. This has pierced dots around it. This is stitched. These are like dots and little slots. And we've got this big like eyelet scallop here. And then there's a border so that you can make a beautiful scalloped border. So that's just these. And then of course there's dies that cut out the images in the stamp set, and there's all these great greetings. Look at this fun font. I just love this. I don't think I've ever had a greeting that that's kind of had this expression, here for you now and in better days ahead. I just love that. I think that's really nice. So not using the stamp set for this part, I'm using just the dies, because what I discovered was this largest die, which when it's cut out measures 4 by 5 1/4, which is perfect to put right on the top, the front of a card, right? It'll cover it up just beautifully. So let's bring in the cut and emboss machine, and let's do a little cutting here. I just want to show you how easy this is. So I'm going to take almost called it Positively Pink. Ah, that's an old color. Polished pink. And we're going to cut this out. Who remembers Positively Pink? I am dating myself with that color. Okay. Look how fun that is. So these just like flick out, or you can poke them out with your piercing tool. So I thought this looked like a great little postcard. Did you know with your dies, when you get those little pieces stuck in there, you really just have to kind of hit this on the side of the table like that. And then they mostly all pop out really easily. You don't have to sit and pick at them. That's a pro tip. Okay, so let me show you how this fits in here really, really sweetly. Perfectly. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna put a card on top of this. And so when I measured it, the piece that would fit on here was 6.5 by 4.5. And then you score it at 3 1/4. By the way, I should have mentioned this way earlier, but I have the PDF on my blog. So as soon as we're done here today, this will be up and ready for you to look at, download, step-by-step directions and all that good stuff. All right, so this is going to fit just perfectly on here, but let's decorate it first. And we're going to bring in the stamp set that matches our paper that we're using, Artistically Inked. Love, love, love. New favorite for sure. And I'm going to use the inky background and use it as a background today. So I'm going to take the pink, polished pink. So I'm going to stamp along I just want to create a background all over the whole thing. So I'm actually going to stamp a couple of them twice and overlap. Like that. And we'll just get that nice little alcohol look all over. Isn't that easy? All right, now we can attach that to the card. That, and look how cute that's going to look peeking out of that pocket. So now let's put a little embellishment on here, and we're going to stamp another pink flower. I didn't use this one until this week, and boy does it stamp amazingly. It looks just like a little alcohol ink swirl. It's so beautiful. I love this. Love this stamp set. Then we're going to stamp some leaves in Shaded Spruce because that's the colors in this pocket card. Like that. Look at the detail in that. I think that's gorgeous. I'm a big fan. Okay, now I already cut these out. I used the 2 dies that come in this die set. Let's save us a little time here. So we're going to put this on the front of the card, kind of like that. And then we need our greeting. So we're going to pull in the happy birthday from this stamp set. And I've got a tiny little 1/2-inch strip that we'll just kind of put across like that. So let's bring in the black. I love the font on here too. So pretty. And then let's also give it a little angled edge, kind of will tie in the theme of the diagonal there to make this a little banner end. Like that. I feel like my surface today is just a hot mess. I don't know what it is. All right, so let's pop these up. Like that. There we go. All right. What do you think about that? I can't wait for you guys to make these, so you're going to have to share with me. Once I got started this week, I could not stop making them as per usual. Now, these 2 pieces here that were the leftovers from cutting out these diagonals, I started playing with these and I fell down that rabbit hole, and I just realized like there are so many fun designs that you can make with 2 triangles on a card front, just to kind of make like a bonus card. So you make this card and it's adorable, and then you've got these leftover pieces, and so you've got a bonus card. And so I just used both sides here and put them together on the card front like that, and added the other flower. So here's the first one I made. Lisa, I'm so glad you suggested to do the flower side, because I did first use this side. And I like that one too, and now we can see it in both versions. I love it. Okay, so we've got pocket cards made with cardstock, and a pocket card made with designer series paper. So let me just show you a couple more that I made with designer series paper. Here is one with the True Love designer series paper. Makes that really cute little pocket. I put the couple butterflies on there, and I added some shimmer paint to not shimmer paint, Wink of Stella. And then I used one of the border dies and Celebrate to create that little postcard. So cute. So you could write in a little chalk marker or a gel pen on here, write your message on the back too if you wanted to. Here's the bonus card with the leftover. I just put them on and separated them and left a little gap in the middle and did some embossing. So super simple, but another way to use those triangles on your card front. And then I made one with this paper, which is called Simply Elegant. I couldn't remember what it was called. That's this new one that has all the foils in it, copper, gold, and silver, and then gray and basic black. It's really fun. So I used 2 of those pieces, and then I put one of the vanilla note cards in here and made that an anniversary card. So pretty. And then here's the bonus card with that one. I just put the triangles at different angles, I guess. Did a little gold embossing on that. So there's a bonus card. I love those bonus cards. That's just fun. That just makes me very happy to use all of that. Okay, so I got a little crazy, and Miss Lisa, if you're still watching, hi Wanda. Miss Lisa brought me a great idea, and which kind of led me to make these crisscross cards. So she went to a scrapbooking event, and they had a double pocket crisscross card, and it's so cute. So the way that works, let me bring in this one here. So I made another one. So I did it the same as this. Okay, I'm going to just show you basically, but then I'm going to make a whole nother video about this double pocket crisscross card because it's it has a few more steps to it. So anyway, you make it the same way, but you end up not gluing that back piece all the way on, and you create two pockets. And you cut this little piece out. So you've got that, and then you've got a pocket little here. So it creates just kind of another totally different effect. Again, I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you really quickly how you do it, but I'm not going to show you all the cards I made because they're amazing, and I'm going to do another video probably this afternoon if they stop working on my street outside. I'm going to make another video and post it right away tomorrow so you can see. So for this one, I picked out these papers, and these are from this huge pack of paper called Pattern Party. And this is in the Hostess section this year. Now, they have never done this before at Stampin' Up! You get 48 sheets, so you get 4 sheets of 12 different patterns. Let me just see if I can flip through them a little bit. So you can only get this if you're a hostess and you spend hostess dollars on it. But this whole pack is only $18, so it's a bargain. Usually packs that are this big cost a lot more. So anyway, you've got all these bright, happy colors. Wait till I flip it over. You're gonna be so excited. And then on the back, it's all black and white patterns. Yay! You know how I love my black and white paper, right? You get all these beautiful black and white patterns. So this is a bargain. Best bargain in the book. So I liked these bright colors. So I'll show you how I put this card together using this paper. And while I'm talking about being a hostess, don't forget that through June 14th, all hostesses who have an order or a party that are $250 or more gets an additional $25. So you get extra hostess benefits. So that would pay for this paper and a little something else. If I could do math, you'd have $7 more. You could almost get an ink pad. All right, so I took 2 different 4-inch by 11-inch pieces of designer series paper for this one. So here's another option here. I made the house, right? So now I've got 2. So these could go like this or like that, right? But we want this pocket to show here, right? Okay, so what you do is you take the pieces that you cut off and you put them together like this, kind of like you're making what I call a K card. So you're lining up the corners, all right? And this is going to be the guide to tell you where to cut. And so you hold it 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom, and you're just going to trace this little line here. So the cut doesn't go all the way to the corners. It's about 3/8 of an inch maybe, and that's because you moved this up. If you lined it up right at the bottom, then of course it would, but that's not kind of the effect that you want. So you want to bring it up so that it's a smaller little triangle, or yeah, triangle. And then you can just cut it, or you can use your paper cutter. And what this does is it lets you see the piece that's behind it, like that. Cool, right? So now you actually see 4 different colors. Isn't that fun? All right, so when you glue it together, because you want this to be a pocket, you only want to put adhesive actually here. This one, you don't have to put it over there. So, hello, Judy. I know that paper is really pretty, isn't it? All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue at the bottom and on this side so that when I lay that down, we've got a lot of space for the pocket. Right, so let's make sure these are even. Like that. Okay, big Friday decision. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to go with the stripes in first and keep those hearts out front. I'm not going to show you this finished card. You're going to have to come back and watch the next video. Well, I might give you a sneak peek at it. It's so cute. I don't know that I've been as giddy about a card as this one. And it's mostly because of this paper. So cute. All right, so we've got that. And then we've got that. And now you've got a double crisscross pocket card. So I'll just show you. You can still put some of these things inside that we talked about, like that. So that would be cute. But kind of the joy of this card is to fill it so that you've got, you can see some of those other things. So again, I'm not going to show you what the finished card looks like. You're going to have to come back and watch the video that I make with this card. It is amazing. And Lisa, I have not had so much fun with the project. I am so excited you shared that with me. I appreciate it so much. Let's see. All right, so we've got the double crisscross card, double pocket crisscross card, and we've got the crisscross card in cardstock and the crisscross card in designer series paper. Yay, we did it. We did it. All right, what do you guys think? Which one's your favorite? Can you pick a favorite today? I don't think I can pick a favorite, although this one, the gingham, is really speaking to me. This one, the black and white with those bright colors, this is like bringing up childhood, lovely memories for me. And then, of course, this one is so beautiful. But you guys leave me a comment. Tell me which one you like the best. And check back tomorrow for the video where I'm going to finish this card. It's not going to be a Facebook Live. I'll probably record it and share it on Facebook and also on my YouTube channel. So I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for joining me today. And again, go visit the blog later on and you'll be able to download the template and see all the pictures and step-by-step directions. Thank you so much. Have a really great day.